Alright.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, can you turn on tea time, please?
Tea time?
Yeah. Just turn it on for like half a second, then turn it off. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Just want to flash at him?
Yeah.
Just real quick?
Yeah.
Like just...
He fucked it up! He fucked it! No! He wrote it! That was the fattest choke of my entire life I've ever seen.
Shut up. I didn't want to minimize OBS. Where'd it go? Okay.
You guys switch it back to Higurashi.
You go.
Like that.
You want to read it? Oh, it's fine, actually.
Yeah, because it's not a new page.
Oh.
Yeah.
Schizo
We're having fun here. After dinner, without the energy to watch TV, I climbed into the futon in my bedroom and let my head be overtaken by gloomy thoughts. I told Rika-chan anything and everything. She had seemed trustworthy at the time, but had that really been the right choice? The more I looked back on it, the less I understood what Rika-chan was saying. Not only did she know about Takano-san and Tomatake Flash's deaths, but she spoke of them as if she were a concerned party. After all this time in my futon, I began to tremble fiercely. If Rika-chan turns out to be like the hero of this story, I'm gonna pog really fucking hard.
You gonna pog?
I'm gonna pog really hard.
Oh shit.
I had been lured in by Rika-chan's sweet smile and told her things I shouldn't have.
Had I been?
Yeah.
You pronounced,
Yeah,
you just pronounced that really bad.
I switched the two. I said I had. I should have continued to feign ignorance. I shouldn't have shown her such a weak side of me. My emotions are a mix of regret and fear, and I colored the darkness of the night with an additional layer of terror. Suddenly, a knock. I might have yelped. That's how surprised I was.
Keiichi, I've been calling your name for a while. You have a phone call. It's from Sonozaki-san.
Is that Mion or Shion? It was Dad. I reached out for the cordless phone through the gap in my door. Sonozaki-san, which one? The older sister or the younger?
I don't know. Ask her yourself.
Based! I took the receiver and buried myself in the futon
You
again.
like how I just knew who that was?
Hello?
It could have been his mother. He didn't tell us until the end.
No, that was definitely his dad.
Uh-huh.
Without a fucking doubt. Mion? Or is it Shion? Oh, hello, it's me, Shion. It's me, Shion. Good evening. Then Keiichi shits his pants.
I just want you to know I do nothing here past that.
Let's go! I practically jumped out of bed. It was Shion, who I hoped so desperately would call me back last night. Shion, sorry about last night. I got all riled up. I heard what sounded like a deep sigh on the other end.
It wasn't a sigh.
It was a more questioning, And then I discovered it was supposed to be a... And I did not know that. You and me are in the same position, aren't we? I shouldn't have blamed you for everything like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So please, cheer up. Keiichi takes women, verbally berates them, and then goes, hey, I'm sorry, feel better? Incredibly based.
Yeah.
The Sigma male grind set, bro. I called you because I'm in a better mood. If you're sorry, then I'll forgive you. So please, stop apologizing. Different than the first game. Shion's tone still sounded a little angry, but for the moment, she said she'd forgive me.
Keiichi.
Yeah. You're right.
Wait.
No, that's Shion. That's definitely Shion. Gulp.
Okay, yeah. Shion,
Keiichi, Shion.
Yes.
Keiichi.
Then Keiichi gulps.
Yeah. You're right. Two, we've tied to the same fate. Making sure the other is alright is only the way to guarantee our safety.
The only way we're
You fucked that sentence up bad.
Do I know how to read, Tyler?
No.
That's right. Yeah, I agree. We absolutely need to share whatever information we have, so that we don't die like Takano-san and Tomatake Flash did. Gulp. I forced myself to swallow a solid drop of saliva. Shion.
Why is
That's me, I'm so sexy. Then let's continue from where we left off.
I'm cutting that.
You wouldn't fuck you. You listen without getting angry this time, right? Yeah, I'll be fine. Firstly, it seems sneaking into the ritual storehouse was more of a taboo than we thought. Takano-san and Tomatake Flash's miserable ends, terrible enough that you could call them a warning, they were more than enough to make me believe that. The culprits killed those two, the ones responsible for sullying the storehouse, and they'll come for us next. I know you'll want to deny that, but please accept it. It'll be too late to believe me after you've disappeared, okay? I got it. You can never be too careful after all. I don't want to accept it either. To think that sneaking a peek at the Museum of Torture Devices deserves a death like that. I don't want to believe it. That's what a taboo is. For those who honor it, if one breaks the taboo, no matter how small or innocent their intentions were, they won't or wouldn't be forgiven. Let's report anything we've noticed that seems strange. If we connect all the tiny pieces that we have, then just maybe we'll find out who killed them, or maybe even the truth behind the incidents of the previous years. We could find that key that'll resolve everything. You're right. You're right about that. All I was doing was waiting in fear, but Shion had already thought that far ahead. Given how trustworthy she felt, I became embarrassed over how passive I was being. Tell her about Rika! Tell her about Rika! Pussy?
Pussy?
It'll start since I suggested it. I feel like somebody has been watching me lately. What? It might be my imagination, but I'll tell you anyway. I think it's just me, but if you feel like you're being watched too, Kei-chan, then maybe it's not just my imagination. Well, don't worry. At the very least, everything's been fine for me. I think. As I spoke with Shion, I thought back on today. I had no grounds to say that everything was fine. I see. Then I suppose it was my imagination. But you be careful too, Kei-chan. Be especially careful when you're by yourself in public. I'm in Okinomiya, so I won't be alone very often. But if you live in Hinamizawa, there will be a lot of times where you'll be alone. Please be extra careful. You're right. Yeah, I'll be careful. Also, about my sister. Has she been acting strange lately? Your sister? Mion, right. What do you mean by acting strangely? Keiichi is literally no brain. Smooth. Well, yesterday, she came to me and asked me where I was on the night of the Watanagashi. What? She asked me too. The day before yesterday, I think, Mion asked me. I see. I told her I wasn't there. What did you say? I did the same thing. I just dodged the question. Both of us gave a quiet sigh of relief. Ever since the night of the festival, my sister has been acting strangely. We can't be too careful, so just be aware, okay? Mion was acting strangely. Aside from her asking about the night of the Watanagashi, she hadn't seemed too out of the ordinary, at least from my point of view. Her twin sister, though, was saying she was acting weird. Maybe it was such a slight change that a stranger like me wouldn't be able to notice. Got it. I'll start being careful. I'll always have Rena with me on my way back from school, so I shouldn't end up alone with Mion very often. Please be careful. If there's anything that's bothering you, you can tell me. Alright. So then he tells her about Rika, right? So then he tells her about Rika, right?
Okay, then is there anything you want to tell me, Kei-chan?
My turn. That's right. Maybe I should just report on Oishi-san asking me the same question at the library.
Damn it, there's a hole in this shirt.
This one's starting to fuck up as
But it's a really nice look. It's a really nice one. I like it.
Oh, it's a Jet Set Radio shirt
Yeah.
too? L.
Oh.
That fucking sucks. You can always fix it.
Yeah.
Not that hard.
Oh, the time you were too slow to escape.
Yeah, gamer. Oishi-san asked me pretty forcefully whether I was with Takano-san and Tomatake Flash that night, and whether I had seen you. Oishi-san seemed to have seen the four of us together.
From the police's point of view, that would make us the last people who had seen them. I suppose, given that, it's only natural they'd be interested in us.
Natural.
I evaded the question too, but that might have just made them more interested. There was no way I could have tricked that sly old fox, Oishi-san. My troubled countenance would have only made him even more certain. Hey, Shion.
I think that's like behavior.
Since they're the police, shouldn't we just tell them? I mean, considering our situation, I think having them on our side would be a good thing.
You were saying this. Woo!
Wow. Shion didn't answer right away. I mean, they're probably in the pocket of, like... I think the police are in the pocket of the Sonozakis, but Oishi, I do not think is. Like, Oishi as an individual, I think is good.
Countenance is a person's face or facial structure. So
I hate
it's
that-
troubled face.
That thing that Keiichi always does.
The face that prints text across it, across his eye.
It's like those rave masks where you can program them to just say shit, except it's Keiichi and his inner thoughts.
Or something you don't know yet. Queen from fucking Delta Room Chapter 2.
I have not played
You'll
that
get this reference. People will get this reference if they actually watched it.
Somebody, I swear to God, I'm not crazy.
I swear to God, somebody like,
Please.
one of my friends maybe will watch this.
Please, I'm begging you, please. Shion didn't answer right away. For a few moments, all I could hear was her breathing as she thought about it.
Now that I think of it, Oishi-san...
No, that's Keiichi. Now that I think of it, Oishi-san said there was something possibly shady about Mion, at least. I think that's what he said. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did.
Did he?
As I explained yesterday, the Sonozaki family holds a lot of influence over Hinamizawa. Oishi is under the impression that the whole village, with the Sonozaki family at the center of it all, is responsible for the reoccurrent freak deaths.
The whole village is behind them? With the Sonozaki family at the center? Please, don't get angry like you did yesterday and just listen. I hammered that home before I got too upset. I like how you tell Keiichi things and he just goes, every time. This is Shion.
During the Hinamizawa Dam Wars, the priest who everyone was anticipating to lead the anti-dam movement acted as though he were unrelated. So the Sonozaki main house rose up to take charge. My sister told you all about the battles that happened, right?
Yeah. All of Hinamizawa got together and fought as one. They held protests, brought it to court, and even appeared on TV.
In reality, there were many things that happened that were far more extreme. Under the surface, the Sonozaki main house was doing all sorts of illegal things to oppose it.
They were acting illegally?
For example, they would sneak into the construction site in the middle of the night and steal equipment, or break it, or put sugar cubes in the gasoline tanks of the construction vehicles.
This song is called
Sugar in their gasoline tanks?
Silver
Why would
Mirror,
they?
I think.
I like this song.
You don't know?
It's a very short loop.
It's practically the representative guerrilla tactic.
Oh no, it's not.
It was used by underground organizations in France in World War II, for
Oh
one.
no, this one's Dokutsu, which is cave.
Ah.
When you put sugar in, the engine gets burned out and breaks
No,
down.
it's not. I'm wrong again. I should stop.
Every word he says is just incorrect. That's pretty bad though, isn't it?
It's quiet and it's
It was the... Oh my god.
There it is.
It was the destruction of property and nothing less.
When they beefed up the guard at the construction facility, the family turned to attacking important construction personnel who worked there. The government officials who had given permission for the construction, for example, received all kinds of threats. Not just people from the prefectural office either. Apparently this reached as far as the Ministry of Construction. As far as I've heard, they even kidnapped a child once.
I don't know why the game's freaking out. They're a crime family. They literally say that earlier.
Kidnapping's a pretty fucking big deal, my guy.
That's a crime family thing.
Kidnapping and getting away with it is big deal. And if they're like still operating,
Bro, when you tell me that
especially in fucking Japan, like, dude, the country's like got so little crime and like just like some random town kidnapping the Ministry of Construction of, the Federal Ministry of Construction's fucking grandchild. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal, but like when you tell me that they own 3 or 4 cities,
They own
basically Okinomiya and Hinamizawa. Well, they own Hinamizawa for sure, but they basically own Okinomiya as well.
This is Okinomiya, which is like a city.
Okay, you own 2 cities.
And they own a lot of businesses there.
You own a
like,
metric fuck ton of businesses. You own basically a city, and you own fucking Hinamizawa. And you saw how cult crazy everyone in Hinamizawa is. Mm-hmm. Them kidnapping a child is not that. I mean, look at how they gruesomely fucking murder people all the time, right?
That's a big deal, dude.
It's not out of character, right?
You're acting like... But it's the... Whatever, it doesn't matter.
What?
Doesn't matter.
It's the minister's kid, I know, but like... I'm not surprised. It's a big deal, but I'm not like, oh my goodness.
Well, you should be.
Alright, well, you know what? It just didn't throw me for that much of a loop. Kidnapped.
Yes, the child of an important person in the Ministry of Construction who was in charge of the Hinamizawa Dam got spirited away. Then, one day, all of a sudden, he was rescued in the... You're gonna have to help me here. Takatsudo Mountains.
That's the next game, isn't it? Takatsudo?
No,
Never mind.
Which were upstream from Hinamizawa. Apparently, there were never any criminal accusations, but people whispered that it had been a threat to stop the dam construction from happening. Besides that, there are stories about so many different threats that I couldn't possibly list them all.
That's sort of bad, isn't it?
Right in the middle of the whole thing.
Garoshi.
Oh.
Tatari, not Takatsu, though.
Gotcha.
Right in the middle of the whole thing, the first incident happened. That's when the dismemberment of the construction manager occurred. People whispered that the Sonozaki family had brought out the principal offender, but of course, he fled and they still haven't found him.
When she put it like that, the Sonozaki family definitely seems suspicious.
Oishi-san even seems to think that criminal was erased so he wouldn't talk, which is pretty reasonable of him. It's even enough to make me think that the Sonozaki main house is doing some really shady things behind the scenes, even though I'm related to them.
Are you telling me to believe that? That the Sonozaki main house, where Mion lives, has done all those bad things? You're telling me to believe it?
Even if you don't, Kei-chan, the villagers do. While they opposed the dam in upright and lawful ways, the Sonozaki house did the dirty work for them. Everyone believes that they fought at the front, so they'd take the brunt of the criticism. So they're respected as a sort of heroes of the darkness. I think I only really know one part of it. For example, the really bad stuff, like the kidnapping. I think only a handful of people even know about that, including Grandma. The Sonozaki family is secretive, after all.
Secretive, huh? A family so unforthcoming that even Shion, who is related to them, doesn't even know everything about them. The Sonozaki family. Unlike Shion, her older twin Mion was deeply involved with everything, and that was not a fun thought to entertain.
My sister, though young, was the one who acted as the center of the illegal resistance movement.
Mion was... What do you mean?
Well, our dad is a big shot Yakuza. Even when she was little, my sister managed to subjugate a bunch of young street rats. Then she played all sorts of tricks on them and generally got in their way.
Mion did that?
Now she's pretty laid back, so it might be hard to imagine. They put her in charge of everything from property damage to threats and even acts of violence. Though since she was a kid, they could get her released pretty easily. She learned that her age could be used as a weapon.
It may have been indiscreet, but I couldn't help but chuckle dryly. She may have been young, but she certainly was still Mion. Even back then, she had already been known for her craftiness.
It's nothing to laugh about. Please take this seriously.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Shion had gotten pretty angry at me.
Well, her delinquency soon got her in the position of authority in the Sonozaki main house. It's not unthinkable that Oishi suspects them for the dismemberment incident, and the later ones too.
For a few moments, I was dumbstruck at the tales of Mion's past.
I told you, you'll carry a gun like that to not, like, be
Don't
a
carry
criminal.
a goddamn squirt gun everywhere you go.
Unless you're a hardened criminal. That's a real gun. I don't believe you that it's a squirt gun.
I could show you the manual of the panel.
I believe that Mion specifically switched it out to be a squirt gun just for that one panel, and then it went back to being a real firearm. No. Ooh. Oh my god. Shion and Keiichi just fought for control there.
Gamer. None of them matched the image I had of her.
Schizo moment.
A younger Mion, dirtying her hands with all sorts of crimes, giving the dam construction project hell. As the successor to the Sonozaki main family, she was always right at the center of the vortex of strange incidents occurring year after year. Was that really the Mion I know? Maybe the one I know isn't the real Mion? I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't bring myself to accept these images of Mion I was hearing from another person.
Well, back to the main subject. I just wanted you to know that my sister is someone worth being cautious around. Please be careful.
I didn't want to understand. Mion was a fantastic friend. She would never do something to back me into a corner like that. She did ask me pretty harshly about the night of the festival, but even that, it wasn't like she said it in a mean way or anything. Alright, I'll make sure to be careful.
We're sisters related by blood, but within the Sonozaki family, we're basically of a different class. I want you to recognize how distant they are from me. Please.
The more Shion tells me about Mion, the less I understand who Mion is. The Mion I know wasn't a dangerous person. She joked around, smiled a lot, and was full of passion. Now that I'd realized I'd held such a view towards her, Shion was telling me to change it. To be careful around the best friend ever. To doubt her. The idea was very sad and painful.
But it lines up with what Rika said.
Yeah. Maybe. Does it?
Now about Oishi. If you think it's a good idea, then I think we should give him the information he needs. I think getting the police on our side would work in our favor.
You thought so too, Shion.
It's just, at the moment, like I explained, the police have their eyes on the Sonozaki family already. Oishi in particular completely believes that they're the masterminds behind the serial incidents.
They call me Oishi, bro.
That includes me, of course. So I don't really want much to do with Oishi.
I see. If Oishi-san had found out about the Sonozaki family's strife-filled history, then he probably wouldn't be very happy with Shion either. At last, I understood Mion's instinctive dislike for Oishi-san.
It's probably out in the open at this point, but try not to give my name to him. If you agree to that, then I don't think there's a problem with you telling him anything.
I got it. I won't mention your name.
The police's investigative ability should be quite a reliable weapon for us to use now. If Oishi tells you anything interesting, then let me know as well.
Yeah, of course. We'll share information and investigate together. Who killed Takano-san and Tomatake Flash? Who was after us? Until we know, we need to defend ourselves.
Anything else? Besides what Oishi told you, I mean. If anything has happened, no matter how minor, please tell me.
Aside from my discussion with Oishi-san, you gonna tell her about Rika? Oh, should I tell her that I revealed everything to Rika-chan? Rika-chan was acting like she knew something I didn't. She told me to leave it to her, but what? Ah, that's right. When I was talking to her, I mentioned Shion's name too. Was that a mistake? I feel like Shion would get angry.
Nothing else, Kei-chan?
If he doesn't tell her about Rika,
Yeah.
I am blaming Keiichi for Shion getting killed.
Okay.
That's on him. Alright. If Shion dies because Keiichi does not say fucking anything to her right now, Keiichi has killed Shion.
Okay.
I remained quiet for a little while, so Shion encouraged me to speak, unable to bear the silence. As I struggled with what to say, Shion addressed me instead.
It doesn't sound like it, so can I ask you something? I just heard this myself. Is it true that old man Kimiyoshi went missing?
The old man Kimiyoshi? My gut told me that was the name of the mayor. You mean the mayor? Wait, Shion, you haven't heard?
I don't know anything. I just overhear my dad talking about it on the phone again. Overheard.
I realized I shouldn't have said that. Here in Hinamizawa, the things that happened around this time when Oyashiro-sama's curse would reoccur would all be covered up. Yeah, actually last night after a meeting he didn't come home, so all of Hinamizawa was confused. They searched all through the village, but if they found him, then I haven't heard. The police should be searching for him as well.
Why? Why wouldn't you tell me something that important right away?
She shouted angrily at me, bringing all of her emotion to bear. Sorry, I thought you already knew. I didn't want to hide it or anything. The receiver was silent. Did Shion get mad again and hang up? I mean, the first time was not her fault. Hey, Shion, hello?
Kei-chan, what? What should I do?
Shion's tiny, confused voice sounded like it belonged to a different person than the one yelling a few seconds ago. What's wrong? Tell me. We're not keeping secrets from each other, right? I hate Keiichi so much. Shion hesitated for a long while, but then she confessed.
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't mean to hide it. It was just that, well, the conversation got turned around and...
Keiichi.
Yeah, Keiichi. We're on the same side, right? I won't get mad, so tell me honestly. Shion hesitated for a few moments. Then, in a resigned voice, she continued.
Old man Kimiyoshi, I told him everything.
Shion seemed to think that I would yell at her right after she said that, so I heard her catching her breath. Contrary to what she thought, I was a little relieved. Shion had done the same thing I had when I confessed everything to Rika-chan. So, in as gentle as a voice as I could, so as not to set her off, I responded. Old man Kimiyoshi, he's someone you feel comfortable confiding in, Shion.
Yes, he would. When I was little, he was really nice to me.
Shion felt the same pain as the rest of us from the mayor's disappearance. She had a different kind of strength from Mion as she continued. Her voice sounded truly sad and pained.
All I did was play tricks on him, but he would always just smile. He listened to anything I had to say. He was such a kind person.
Calm down, Shion. Wait, I'm gonna kill Keiichi.
You're giving her the wrong, intonation there. It's he was a kind person when she's like, he was a kind person. I think that's where your confusion comes from.
No, it's not even that. I'm just like, Keiichi, shut up.
It's not like he's dead, right?
Just shut up. Calm down, Shion. It's not like he's dead, right? Don't lose heart so easily. Keiichi, he's like turbo dead. Shion didn't answer.
Shion killed him. She knows already. Of course.
Yo, Shion killed him?
Of course.
Let's go!
Let's fucking go.
Shion walked into the room and was like, hey, old man Kimiyoshi, I'm here to tell you something. And he was like, oh, Shion, great. You know, you're the best. I love you. What's up? And she looks at him and then just stabs him in the heart. And then she gets on the phone with Keiichi like, oh no, Keiichi, the mayor is missing.
I told him everything.
Oh no! So Shion's the mastermind behind everything, right?
Oh yeah.
Alright, awesome. She is Oyashiro-sama's curse, right?
She is Oyashiro-sama. She has taken the curse upon herself.
Thank God, dude. Shion didn't answer. Even as I said it myself, I didn't think we'd ever find the missing mayor again. We probably wouldn't even figure out if he was alive or dead. Shion must have been thinking the same thing.
That night, I told the mayor that we snuck into the ritual storehouse. Also, that someone saw us and was out to get us.
Does the mayor know how absurdly Takano-san and Tomatake Flash died?
Yes. He knew about it. I told him that they died by Oyashiro-sama's curse and that I could be made a sacrifice to calm his anger. I just said it straight out.
Right. What then?
Old man Kimiyoshi didn't get angry. He smiled and then told me that if I was properly sorry about it, then there was no way I'd be demoned away. He was really smiling, and he told me to leave it to him.
Until Shion stopped sobbing, I was unable to find any words for her. I couldn't imagine what kind of person the mayor was, nor what Shion's relationship with him was like. So as Keiichi, I'm setting off dinner bells on they're gonna kill Rika next. Yeah, like,
alarm bells.
Yeah, like
Dinner
like,
bells.
it's dinner bells for them, right? Like,
For the dog, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Misunderstanding dog. Dinner time for his fucking
yeah,
Rika-chan.
Yeah, they're gonna kill Rika next because I feel like with Kimiyoshi, he was like, hey, they're like, we're gonna kill the girl, and he was like, kill me instead. And then they killed him instead.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Rika-chan, they're gonna be like, we're gonna kill Keiichi, and she goes, kill Shion instead. And then they kill Shion.
Yeah.
Words of comfort, however, mean so much to us when we're around, or when we're about to be crushed by anxiety. Today, Rika-chan taught me that too. If someone who gave me such a sense of security were to disappear, then I could guess what kind of shock Shion was in.
It's my fault, because I revealed everything.
Stop it, Shion. It's not your fault.
No, it is my fault. I told him everything. Old man Kimiyoshi found out about everything, so he has to have been killed. It was right after I told him, after all. He disappeared the same night that I confessed, and he told me everything was going to be alright.
He found out. So he became involved. That's crazy, bro.
I should have never told him.
The song of this song is called Demon Institute.
I like that.
Yeah.
All of this should have just been our fault. Only the four of us. It wasn't something I should have told to someone else. He got killed because I told him. He got killed because he knew. He got killed because I revealed it.
Hey, stop! If they were doing that, then they obviously would have killed you before killing the mayor. The order is all wrong. You or I should have been killed first. Why the hell would someone else get killed first?
No, it's in order. They must be planning to kill us last of all.
What?
They're not killing the first people who come to mind. They start by killing those who we're close to, and then after they've caused us so much pain, they'll kill us. That must be what they're doing.
I said calm down. Shion, you're in shock. You're panicking. The mayor's disappearance has nothing to do with you. It's unconnected. It's not related to Takano-san and Tomatake Flash dying at all either. My words came out as a scream, as if I were shouting them at myself.
No, it is connected. It just has to be. I told him, so he was killed. He got killed because he knew. I confessed it to him, so he got killed. Did you know he got killed?
Because she told him?
But did you know because she told him he got
He
killed?
got killed?
And he got killed because he
she
knew?
told him. Because he knew.
She repeated the same thing as before, as though she were in delirium. Schizo, actual schizo moment. Despite my trying to console the crazed Shion for some reason, the shadow at my feet began to freeze.
I'm cutting half of schizos, though he said.
Yeah? From that shadow, a cold arm reached out. So cold it seemed like it would freeze even my heart just by touching me, and grabbed my ankle. The heat generated by my body, the arm was absorbing it. It was a horrible chill. A freezing cold, numbingly frigid. It was inviolable. Viable? That's not viable. Chill of fear. Though I sympathized with Shion, I had been naive in thinking it was something only she had to worry about. In my head, Shion's eerie words repeated again and again. He was killed because I told him. He was killed because he found out. I confessed everything. So he was killed. Those words echoed through my head like a monotone mantra, and finally, those even repetitions took on a meaning. The quiet shaking that had already overtaken me turned into a violent shiver that shot up my spine.
Inviolable.
Inviolable. Rika-chan! It's Rika-chan!
What? What did you say just now?
Well, the truth is, I told her about it. I told Rika-chan. Today!
Rika-chan? You mean Rika-chama? The one from the Furude Shrine?
Yes, Rika-chan. I felt so scared and uneasy that I did it. I told Rika-chan.
When did you... What did she say?
Keiichi actually told her. That's cracked! Keiichi's nuts! He's the best character in the game!
Hey, he told her! He told her! Yay!
I'm so happy Keiichi actually fucking told her. The cat is worrying too much. I'll do something about it for sure.
The cat is worrying too much. Meow, meow, meow. I'll do something about it for sure.
That's what Rika-chan said, and then she smiled. She smiled, just like the missing mayor had when he encouraged Shion.
I'm not Keiichi-kun.
I'm sorry, Shion. I'm worried about Rika-chan.
All right. If you're that concerned, then don't worry about me. Please, go find out whether she's safe.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll call you again tomorrow at the same time. When I do, you'll know I'm still all right.
I got it. I'll be waiting. Okay, bye. Sorry. I'm hanging up. I put down the receiver without waiting for Shion to say goodbye. The danger to Shion and myself was secondary at this point. My sixth sense was blaring alarms in my head. I don't like this feeling. It's really bad. It's definitely bad. Damn it, please be safe. Rika-chan! So he goes like the guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs running to the shrine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the end of the chapter?
That's halfway through the chapter.
Is this another intermission or is this the end of the chapter?
It's an intermission. Oh no, it's the end of the chapter?
Yeah, it's the end of the chapter. I was like, there's no fucking way the chapter's this long, homie.
Okay, I know what it's doing.
Alright, you want to read tips? And then we can save, and then I'll make dinner, and then we'll come back.
We'll do that. Yeah. From the skeptic.
Yo, Takano's back?
Takano. Poggers.
Pog.
From the scrapbook. From. I don't actually have a good way to get into her voice other than just smiling maliciously.
That's really fair, actually.
From the scrapbook 8. I don't worry either, but whatever.
It'll be fine.
The three families in modern times. As previously described, the three families counciled today is a mere shell of a democracy. In reality, it is a dictatorship run by the Sonozaki family. Both the Kimiyoshi and Furude families are far from their former glory, and it doesn't seem at all like they've maintained the ancient traditions.
Sorry, I realized what you said after you started clicking.
Only the Sonozaki family has retained their glory from the past and has inherited many colorful traditions from the age known as Onigafuji Village. Even the most recent verifiable example of Watanagashi that occurred at the end of the Meiji era seems to have been done under the orders of the Sonozaki family, referred to the three families' genealogical tree
That
from
was
the
from
last
the body
Meiji.
that they found in the more recently modern period, right?
I think so, yeah.
That she talked about in the warehouse? At the storehouse?
I think so.
Because that's what I think. That's
After the start of the Meiji era, the Sonozaki family wanted to push the development of Hinamizawa village, so they took a strong role in leadership. During the Dam Wars a few years ago, the Kimiyoshi family served as the chair of the opposition alliance, but this was in name only. In actuality, the Sonozaki family reigned as a leader behind the scenes.
I called that.
People whisper that perhaps the Kimiyoshi family dictated acts of opposition that could be publicized, and the Sonozaki family enacted those which could not. Even in Hinamizawa, they whisper that the multitude of unsettling incidents reported during the dam protests, such as the kidnapping of the famous head of the Ministry of Construction Son, have been carried out by the Sonozakis. Additionally, they say that perhaps the Sonozaki family's secret maneuvering was responsible for the serial freak death accidents that have continuously occurred in the recent years as well. The serial Deek Freth.
It's that time of night, bro, I'm telling you.
The serial Deek Freth.
Just read it.
I did it again.
Just read it, Deep Fred. Just keep going.
The serial freak death incidents
There you go.
are without a doubt the second coming of the traditional Watanagashi. They must be enacting the Watanagashi on the day of the original Watanagashi, which has fallen due to the level of They must be enacting the Watanagashi on the day of the original Watanagashi, which has fallen to the level of ordinary village festival, in order to remind the villagers of the holy laws of Onigafuji Village. It's safe to assert that exploring the Sonozaki family is the fastest route for researching it today. If I can expose the contents of the Furude Shrine storehouse, I'd like to narrow my research target to the Sonozaki family next. The Sonozaki house is strictly guarded by the security cameras on the premises, but thankfully, I've become acquainted with the sisters Mion the next day.
Mion the next day.
Okay. But thankfully, I've become acquainted with the sisters Mion the next heir and Shion. I want this to be a breakthrough I can connect to the next line of research.
Trying to research a crime family is a very good way to end up dead.
Yeah.
This is an Oishi chapter.
Their punishment isn't over.
You know how I can tell this is an Oishi chapter?
Because of the fucking
It's at the
stand.
ramen bar.
Ramen bar.
Random cop?
I'll just do Oishi until I know better.
Alright.
No, don't worry about it. You see,
Oishi, you good?
I just died all of a sudden.
He became Oishi and just fucking...
No, don't worry about it. You'll see, when you're old and around here, for some reason it ended on the annual invoice for our gas contracts. So don't be shy and have another drink. The man, red-faced, waved his hand to say that it had been enough. That he'd had enough. Enough.
Who did he meet here last time?
Another guy.
It was like chief of police or some shit,
And
right?
disappeared in... The man, red-faced, waved his hand to say he'd had enough, and disappeared into brilliant neon lights in front of the station.
Kuma-chan, you should be taking notes. The most smartest people are the ones who live the longest.
Yeah, hey guys, it's me, Kuba-chan. What was that all about? Or was all that true?
Well, I don't know about that. Whether or not it's true, I think there's a meaning in hearing something that sounds plausible.
Would something like that be a motive to go for mayor? Or for the mayor?
Oishi's the mayor?
Oishi's the mayor? What's...
Kuma-chan, here's what I always say. The motive only has to be enough for the person in question. You need to think about how different people value different things. Hey, bartender.
It's going all over the place, the accent. Bartender!
Hey, bartender!
Bartender!
Give me another mug!
Hey, bartender!
Should turn him into Chief Wiggins.
Hey, bartender, give me another mug. Jeez.
It's so hard not to go Irish with it. I don't know why.
Yeah, Oishi's hard. Nah, hey, it's me, Chief Wiggins.
So, we have been suppressing the information. Tomotaki and Takano's deaths were already known throughout Hinamizawa. All of the rumors pointing to them having incurred the wrath of Oyoshiro-sama for setting foot in the Forbidden Temple, the storehouse for ritual implements. According to the rumors, there were two other people who went in there with them. Shion Sonozaki and Geichi Mayabara.
So in Oni Kakushi, it was just Shion, Takano, and Tomatake Flash.
Well, we don't know if Shion went in there and outside of Watanagashi.
Oh, that's true. But it was Takano and Tomatake Flash for sure that went in there.
Sure,
And
yeah, we can say that,
Kakushi.
probably. People were whispering in the shadows that those two would be caused by Oyoshiro-sama as well. Apparently, however, the responsibility didn't fall solely on the four trespassers' shoulders. Until last year, it was locked up tight, but this year it had been changed to a simpler lock. Hadn't that been what allowed the thieves to enter so easily? So those were the rumors going around. Have you ever seen it, Kuma-chan? I remember it well. I had to go back there for something quite a while back.
Yeah, sorry, I don't really remember.
It was looked up so tight it was scary. There was these real heavy bars holding it shut. It was a sealed as good as a bank vault. This year, it was very simple and cheap bedlock. The lone girl protecting the shrine, Rika Furude, disliked the heavy locks and consulted with the mayor, who had replaced it with a simpler padlock.
Sorry, I'm processing in my brain. And so then the mayor and Rika Furude share the crime. So then after the mayor, wouldn't Rika Furude be in danger next?
What you processing?
Processing.
It's processing?
Any thoughts behind those?
So they're killing
Eyes?
6 people this year.
There's a distant possibility, Kuma-chan. I want you to contact all the cars in Hinamizawa. Tell them to stick near the Furude shrine.
Got it.
All right.
Coom-chan.
Kuma-chan. All right,
Coomer-chan.
Kuma-chan. Any thoughts before dinner?
It's getting interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why the fuck did they kill the mayor? And I was like, I don't think Shion telling the mayor is enough for them to kill the mayor.
Yeah.
But hearing that the mayor changed the locks because Rika-chan asked him to change the locks makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So then the blame falls on Rika-chan for requesting the change of locks, the mayor for changing the locks, and then the 4 of them for breaking in.
All right.
I'm just wondering if they're going to kill the mayor or they're going to demon him away.
Okay.
And then I'm wondering, I assume that they're gonna demon away Keiichi and kill Shion. And I think they'll
Alright.
demon away Rika as well.